Welcome to the EOB Podcast, where we talk about the weekend box office and the new openings this week. I'm Benno, and joining me is Sen Duong. So, Sen, welcome to another podcast. Today is Tuesday, so we didn't do the podcast on Monday because you have some things to take care of.
Yeah, lots of things.
Okay, sure. I mean, we all have lots of things to take care of. But getting back to the weekend box office, it seems like at least it was not a good week for me because like my projections were kind of off on all of the three wide releases, and those are the new Alien movie, Alien Covenant. Then we have the fourth Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie, The Long Haul, and then there's this,
YA adaptation.
Adaptation, of this book, everything, and I was pretty off on pretty much all three.
I think so was I. Let's start with Alien Covenant then.
Okay, bring us in.
Okay, so not surprisingly, but a lot closer than what we have expected, or even most box office analysts have had expected. Alien Covenant came in at number one with 36.2 million, which is only a couple million ahead of Guardians of the Galaxy. I think most people were predicting something in the 40 million range, but it was a little short of that. It was very front-loaded, but something in its favor is the budget is only 97 million compared to 150 million for the previous one, Prometheus. So at 36 million on a 97 million budget is not bad, it's solid, but still a little disappointing.
Oh, right. I said that it could do, it would open to about maybe 45 and has a potential to probably maybe even open in the 60s if, the fan base turned out for this and it was able to capture, people who are outside of the core group. Mm-hmm. And you said it probably opened to 40 to 45 and, it's just like a bit below where we had it. But, I mean, all the warning signs were there, right, for it to open lower. The first movie, even though it opened to 51 million, huge, right? Because of the, it was the latest Alien movie to come out in a while after, whatever, Alien 3 and 4, right?
Yeah.
And but then it didn't have any staying power. It only pulled in 126 million domestically.
Right, yeah.
So that is not good for that kind of opening, right?
I think after the first two Aliens, all the following Aliens have huge dropouts. I mean, they're all very front-loaded. So obviously it has a fan base that wants to see these movies, but it hasn't been able to move beyond that.
Right. And getting back to Alien Covenant, right? I mean, Prometheus had a 51 million opening, so that means there's a pin-up demand for this, a new Alien movie, right? And they saw it. And this one, it has like we say, it has the alien name. They're putting the alien, the xenomorphs, front and center in the title and in the promos. But it only managed to pull in 36 million, a steep drop off from 51 million.
Yeah, I mean it is. Also, Prometheus, the previous one, those numbers are really good compared to Aliens 3 and 4. It is on a whole different level compared to the two before that. Even Alien Covenant at 36.2 million, if it follows the same trajectory as Prometheus and the previous couple of films, it'll probably end up somewhere in the 80-90 million range, which would be pretty close to its budget. Kind of like Prometheus. Domestically, it'll make pretty close to its budget, but it's the foreign tech that's gonna end up making profit for the film and video. All these Alien fans will probably gobble up the Blu-ray or DVD.
I mean, yeah, sure, but getting back to your point about Alien 3 and 4, I mean, those two are generally considered the worst Alien movies. Right?
They all open decent. They all have decent openings, and then they, which means the fan base are there, and then it just completely drops off.
Right, and even with Prometheus and Alien Covenant, those two movies, Ridley Scott are very involved in the creation of those movies, right?
And you know what?
He directed Prometheus, and this one he wrote it or something.
Yeah, and that did take the Alien franchise to a whole new level because Prometheus did 126 million, but Alien Resurrection, the fourth one, and Alien 3, both of those did, I think, under 50 million. So, these new films compared to those films are on a whole different level in terms of commercial success. But these films are all a lot more expensive too.
Right. I was wrong. I was wrong previously. I said Ridley Scott directed both Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Yeah.
But like I said, the warning signs were there, right? If they see like that it would do better, they would increase the budget, but they decrease the budget.
Yeah.
So they kind of know that it won't perform as well as the first movie.
Yeah, they know that there's a certain this franchise has a certain limit peak, and even though they do in 150 million at a Prometheus, they know that maybe 126 million is his peak, but worldwide it made over 400 million, which at the time is pretty good, even for a film budgeted at 150 million.
Let's look at how it's doing worldwide. Right now, overseas, it's pulling in 81 million.
Mm-hmm. It opened a week ahead of the U.S., so that's solid. The worldwide figure is about 118 million. It hasn't opened in China yet, and I'm not sure if it opened it did open it hasn't opened in Japan yet.
No,
but
in China. But we haven't got but you said the figures are already included, even though the numbers are not there.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess it did open in China. So the international is okay so far. It looks like you'll eventually get to 200 million, if not 300 million. So it's gonna make a profit because of the lower budget.
Yeah, but we have to know that Alien Covenant is sort of like a horror slasher movie, right, with a sci-fi trapping, and glossed over with Scott's name.
Actually, you know what? It hasn't opened in China yet. I don't see even though they list the name, then I haven't seen it in the China's box office site. So it hasn't opened in China yet. Which is good because it's the kind of film that could do really well in China.
Okay. But yeah, just getting back to my point, it's a more polished horror movie, slasher movie.
Yeah.
So you could say that it doesn't have a high ceiling.
Well, I mean, it is a Ridley Scott movie. It's not the James Cameron Aliens. Mm-hmm. So it's more like the first Aliens were it's all about the environment, and it's more horror than action.
Right. But at some point, there's going to be blood and guts, right? With the aliens involved.
Yeah, and maybe eventually James Cameron will have another crack at it. I think if people are expecting Aliens, they might be a little disappointed.
I don't think James Cameron will do another Alien movie because he got a lot of stuff on his plate. He got the avatars whenever he's done with that, right?
Right.
Yeah, so.
But anyway, it's solid. It's not great. It's kind of a little bit disappointing, but it's gonna make us money.
Right. I mean, disappointing. Concerning that the name, right? It's a very beloved franchise, not counting the third and fourth movie.
Yeah.
But people liked it. Two of the best movies on people's list, right? The first two movies are. But considering how it's going, it is disappointing, the box office, that it didn't build upon.
But to its credit, I mean, there is a fan base. It seems like that fan base is waiting for a really good Alien movie, to come out. And so far, the last two they're solid, but they're not great.
Right. And so that's what I mean. I mean not James Cameron, but Ridley Scott returned, to the franchise, and he brought some polish, to the franchise. But it didn't seem to grow much from there.
Yeah, but it did push the Alien franchise up another level. When you compare to, the dip it took, with Aliens 3 and 4. Because those films were not only poorly reviewed, they were also kind of like box office duds. Well, not complete duds. They open well and then they just drop off the cliff.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver had to kill herself in those two movies.
Yeah. Yeah. At least these films are better reviewed. The reviews are solid. They're not great. They're solid. They're good. And in terms of box office, these films are profitable. They will be profitable.
Yeah, sure. But depending on how well it will do overseas, right? I mean, if they're gonna make another one, well, they're gonna drop the budget probably more.
I think if it makes 300 million, they'll probably keep the budget at 100. But if it makes like 250. They might lower it a little.
Mm-hmm. Right. Cut out some special effects. Yep.
Yeah. But at this current pace, it looks like it'll definitely get to 200. And depending on China, it might get to 300 and not a little bit more.
You're talking about worldwide figure, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on this because the competition is getting more intense.
Oh yeah, it's heating
Yeah,
up.
so
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
know. We don't know. All right, how about we move on to number 2, which is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's in its third weekend. It pulled in about 35 million. Drop off is about for 47%, which is quite good. Domestic is 301 million, and the worldwide take right now it's 732.
Yeah, which has already, I think, surpassed the previous one. I think the previous one, the worldwide take was around 700 something million, so around there.
I know the first one is 773 right now. I mean, just the
Oh, okay, all right. Still needs about
yeah
40
yeah
million,
about
yeah. So it's gonna pass
yes
that
yeah
pretty
it's gonna
soon.
probably reach there. Yeah, I guess nothing more to say right about Guardians.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to number three, the other one of the three wide debuts that we underestimated. It's the YA adaptation, Everything, Everything. Another film about a young female character who's very sick and falls in love with another a person.
Okay.
So essentially, it's kind of like what Bubble Boy. She has this illness.
Yeah, a long line of these kind of stories where she's trapped in this bubble, so to speak.
Yeah, and her bubble is her
Yeah,
house.
yeah,
And so as soon as she leaves it, there's all these germs and other stuff attacking her system. But she falls in love with a someone who lives next door, and eventually she ran out, and then I'm not sure what happens afterwards. She gets sick, and I haven't read the book, haven't seen the movie.
and I don't think we will see the movie. But as you
Yeah,
said, a movie that we both underestimated, me more than you. You said it could probably open in the 8 million range, right? And I said 1
yeah, it was
million.
not
Yeah,
bad.
and I said 1
Yeah,
million.
so it was not bad. Only a couple million off. So it did better than what we expected and what most people in the industry expected. And since it's only budgeted at 10 million, it already did about 12 million. It might be one of those modest successes.
Yeah, we said that the YA genre is either dying or dead, and I don't think everything is a signal saying that it's still alive or anything like that. We couldn't really base it on this
Yeah,
movie, I think.
but it's not dead. I guess you can still make these on modest budgets, and they can make they can be a hit. But it's not like the Falling in Our Stars where it opened to like 50 something
Oh
million.
no no no! Yeah. You could still
Yeah,
budget these movies accordingly to its performance.
yeah. But it's not like 1 million dead.
Well, well, hey, hear me
Yeah,
out, hear me out, right? Like I said, this movie is similar to, I guess, in a long line of these movies. More recently, The Space Between Us, right? That one had a 3 million opening. My reasoning, right? And 7 million domestic, and that movie had more named people. But this movie, really doesn't have any named people, right? So that's my reasoning for why I thought this movie
but
might
I think this
perform.
movie has maybe more photogenic leads than let's say the Space Between Us.
I guess, sure. Sure. All right, give you that.
So the YA genre not completely dead, but definitely not big. I don't think they're gonna be in a hurry to crank out a bunch of
Oh yeah,
these.
not that, but I'm saying you don't want to make a movie for like over 100 million, like Hunger Games or Maze Runners. If not
Right.
100 or somewhere near there.
Like maybe in the 20, 30 million
Right,
range.
right.
Or like in this case, 10
Even
million.
better.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to number four. Amy Schumer's Snatch. It did about 7.8 million over the weekend. A huge drop off, 60%. Unlike most comedies, this is a pretty huge drop off. Comedies tend to be pretty leggy. They tend to hold pretty well. They usually drop in the 30 to 40% range, but 60% it means that the word of mouth is probably not very good. So after 2 weeks of release, it has already grossed $33 million on a $42 million budget. This movie might eventually get to $45 million, which is, okay. Well, they're not going to lose money, but it's where we fall from Trainwreck.
Right. I kind of have a theory about why this movie didn't succeed. Not doing as well as I thought it would do, I guess. I said that, with the recent rise in, these women's comedy that's focused on, the situation. I think the premise is too out there. Two women trying to get back to civilization, so to speak, in a South American jungle or land or whatever. But the recent successes are more familiar settings, familiar social settings, right? Either weddings or, work or dating. It's not out in the jungle. At least that's my take.
Sure, I think although my take is it's just doesn't seem like a very good movie. The reviews are poor. For a previous film, Trainwreck was very well reviewed, had great word of mouth, and even the audience grade isn't that good. So I think in general, this is just not a very good movie. There are films that are poorly reviewed, but they score with the audience, and those end up doing well. This is doing neither, and I think that might be it. I mean, it's an interesting theory, but there are all films like this where it's very loose and it has this feeling of, hey, we're just out there, we're just gonna have fun type of movie. And films like those could succeed, but this one just, for whatever reason, poor reviews and poor word of mouth just isn't doing it.
All right, yeah, okay, but we'll see where there's this other comedy that's coming up with Will Ferrell called House or something like that, where he transformed his home into a casino. That setting is more relatable to other people, so we'll see how that went. But that could be just Will Ferrell and his comedy, so I don't know. But just throwing out there.
So you think the main reason why this video is because the setting of Africa is too unfamiliar to people?
Yeah, just out there,
South Africa,
South America, or whatever. Just
instead of being filmed in the U.S.
or in a relatable social setting. It's not relatable. People out there, trying to escape from kidnappers or whatever. Being hungry. Just my theory, throwing out there. Could be why.
Take us to the next one.
All right, so the movie after Snatched, coming in number 5, is King Arthur, Sword of Legend. It pulled in about 7.1 million in the second weekend, 54% drop off. Domestic gross is right now 27 million. Worldwide is doing a little bit better. I mean, overseas is pulled in 67 million for worldwide gross of 94 million. Budget is 175.
Yeah, so box office bomb.
Yeah, and supposedly the first movie in a I think 5 or 6 movies series, right? And it seems like they're gonna stop at 1.
Yeah, it's done.
It's done, and I have to say it is because of the leads.
Charlie Hunnam. Reviews were terrible. So
right.
What if it was well reviewed? Would it have done better?
I'm sure.
Possibly,
yes.
But Charlie Hunnam, for whatever reason, like you said, just even Pacific Rim was kind of a modest, borderline success because of a lot of it because of how it did in China.
Mm-hmm.
So Charlie Hunnam just hasn't shown that he can open a film and can be a star that you can hang a film on.
Right. And there's other couple guys in his league. Henry Cavill, known as Man of Steel, right? There's Armie Hammer as well.
Right.
So a couple of other guys that's uncharismatic leading men, I guess, who couldn't really lead. Then again, it's a Guy Ritchie movie, and it's about King Arthur, and we have a couple of those already, and I'm not sure if it's
none of them
King
have
Arthur
been
or not,
huge though. None of these King Arthur movies have been huge. There was one done a while back by Keira Knightley.
Yeah. Let's see. It's called King Arthur.
Is it just King Arthur?
Yep, called King Arthur. Directed by Antoine Fuqua.
Yeah, Antoine Fuqua. Yeah, that didn't do that well either.
No.
It's like modest. That one worldwide, it probably eventually did end up breaking even. But the new one is just a complete dud. I saw the first one. I watched the director's cut, and I thought the director's cut was pretty good. Yeah, but it's one of those films. It looks great. The action's well shot, but it's one of those films that you're just waiting for it to pop, and it just doesn't pop.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it could be, like I said, the King Arthur movie is just not that appealing. Or it just could
Yeah,
be, lead actor. Who knows?
but
All right, let's move along to number 6. One of the other wide release movie that I was extremely wrong about. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul, the fourth Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie. Let's see. You picked the movie to open at around 12 million, and I said 20.
yeah. So it was kind of below even my lower expectations.
Yeah.
This is by far the lowest debut of the franchise. All the characters have been replaced, and it's one of those films where the kids in the first 3 films have all grown up, and they have to replace them with new actors, and so far it hasn't worked out. But at a relatively low budget of 22 million, and this being a comedy, and school being over next week, there's a Memorial Day weekend, so we'll see how this will do then. But still, it's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, Diary of Wimpy Kid kind of follows the trajectory of sequels, really, right?
Yeah, sequelitis. Yeah.
Yeah, it started off good and then just continues
Well,
on downward trend.
the last 3 were, the first one did about 60 some million domestic, and then the next 2 did about 50 million domestic. So it's semi-consistent, although the openings were the first one was like 21, and then the second one was a little higher at 23, and then the third one opened to 13 million. But it was leggy enough to eventually earn 50 million plus. But this one doesn't look like it's gonna have that kind of legs.
And I think legginess is what will help it if it hasn't. Even though the third movie opened to only 14 million, it kind of eventually got around 50 million.
Yeah, so that one was pretty leggy.
Right, and we'll see if this one could be the same, but probably doubt it, right?
Yeah, I mean these films weren't well reviewed, but this one at 19% is, I think, the worst review of the bunch.
Yeah, right. And like I said, it's on a downward trajectory, this franchise, and the people, the kids who watch these movies or who read the book or growing up and into bigger things, right?
Well, I'm not sure it's even that too. There's also the thing where they changed everyone. So all the characters you fell in love with, I think people will go, hey, how come everyone looks different now?
That too.
And they might not be able to capture whatever magic the first 3 films captured.
Right. They should just do like what James Cameron did after the first movie, just make the other movies back to back to back.
That's true. Before they all grow up.
Right.
And kids grow up super fast.
Yeah, that's true. Right. So anyway, it didn't perform anywhere near my 20 million projection, and kind of below yours as well. At 12 million.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it looks like the film that surprised everyone was Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, people were expecting Diary of the Wimpy Kid to do better, and people were expecting Alien to do better, but nobody expected anything from Everything, and it's surprised with a solid opening.
Hey, maybe your thing, the thing that you said last week, maybe played a role.
What did I say?
About the mixed couple thing.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe the mixed couple thing, like Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
You have the ever reliable African American audience.
Right. So that could be it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to number 7. The Fate of the Furious. Pulled in about 3 million over the weekend. It looks like it's slowing down.
Yeah.
219 million domestically, or 220 million domestically, and worldwide is right now 1.2 billion.
A huge hit, obviously. Looks like it might catch up to Beauty and the Beast in terms of the worldwide gross.
Mm-hmm.
So it might end up being the top grossing film of the year so far.
Yeah, you have to add so far.
Yeah, because there are a lot of huge movies coming in.
Right. Okay, let's move along to number 8, The Boss Baby. It pulled in about 2.8 million. Domestic take so far is 166 million, and worldwide is at 468 million.
Yeah, so it's a solid hit for DreamWorks. Another solid hit for DreamWorks.
Right. So I guess it's on its way. It's on its way to building back its brand, I feel.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Beauty and the Beast, it came in number 9, put in about 2.5 million over the weekend. As we said, it's nearing 500 million. Just need a little more to push it over at 498 million. Let's see, worldwide, it's at 1.2 billion.
Yeah, I think The Fate of the Furious and Beauty and the Beast will try to keep each other in theaters for as long as it takes to for them to be able to claim the number 1 movie of the year.
Right, bragging rights, right? Bragging rights.
Yeah, and and being Disney, they might re-release Beauty and the Beast later.
Oh, sure, to promote another live-action movie. Yeah.
Yeah, if The Fate of the Furious eventually overtakes it in the worldwide figure, they'll probably do a special re-release.
Oh yeah, of course. Can't beat Disney at this game.
Yeah.
Okay, let's round out the top 10. Close it out with How to Be a Land Lover. Pulled in about 2 million over the weekend. Well, surprisingly, it's nearing 30 million domestic.
Yeah, which is way better than what you and I were expecting.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's kind of along the lines of Eugenio Derbez's previous film, which is Something Not Included.
Oh, Instructions Not Included.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. But this guy was also in The Book of Life, that animated feature by Fox, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and Girl in Progress, Jack and Jill, the Adam Sandler movie. So you've seen this guy.
Yeah, he's also in Miracles from Heaven.
Right. You either seen him or heard him. So
which was another hit.
Right. And if budget accordingly, box office grosses in the 30 to 50 million range are a pretty good place to be.
Yeah, Eugenio Derbez.
I'll go with what you say.
We don't do much research here.
Right.
He seems to be a pretty reliable guy at the box office.
Right. All right, so now we know who he is. His next movie, we're gonna project higher, right?
Yeah. Should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on to the new openings. We have just 2. Baywatch, which is opening on Thursday, and Pirates 5, Dead Men Tell No Tales. So how about we start off with Pirates 5?
Alright, sure. Johnny Depp hasn't been doing that well lately at the box office, and his off-screen controversies have also not been very good. So I'm not sure if he still have much of a draw, because even Alice in Wonderland 2 was a dud. It did okay in China, but overall, especially compared to the first film, it was a bomb. Pirates, the previous one that he did, I think eventually ended up doing like 250 million in the US and about $1 billion worldwide. Mm-hmm. So it's still a huge franchise, but Johnny Depp's drawing power has dimmed a lot lately.
Because of his non-work related stuff, or his movies?
Yeah, I guess it could be. It could be both, because people have a certain image of him, and when that image is tarnished, they might not be as willing to. It used to be you can say, hey, let's go watch a Johnny Depp movie, and then now you're like, I'm not so sure he he did this to his ex-wife.
Well, yeah, sure, but
or girlfriend.
There's that, but then also let's look at Tom Hanks, right? There's nothing objectionable about him. No news coming out that he did anything bad.
Yeah.
But his movies are kind of mixed as well, right? His recent ones.
Yeah, but at least he's been in terms of at least he has a hit every now and then. Mm-hmm. Especially when he sticks to thrillers that are based on his image. Mm-hmm. It's still doing well. Like the last one.
The Circle.
Not The Circle. That didn't do that well.
Right, exactly, right? I mean,
but you know what I'm saying, right?
Right. Yeah, yes.
What was the one before that?
That plane movie, right?
Yeah.
Sully.
Yeah, Sully, and then and Captain Phillips. 2 of these thrillers that in modern day seems like that's his best genre now, with the exception of The Circle.
Right. Him playing a technologist doesn't work.
Yeah, but if you make these films based on their image, and Tom Hanks still has a very good image, then it works.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And Johnny Depp's image is just not that good right now.
Yeah, but before he blew up, Johnny Depp is an indie actor. He was pretty experimental. In his work.
Yeah, but we didn't hear about his extracurricular activities because back then he's kind of well respected because he has his teen idol look, but he starred in indie films that are very well reviewed and highly regarded. So he was building a name for himself as a very good actor who's not just cashing in on his good looks. He actually has talent. But then, so his image was relatively clean and, have a nice reputation to it. But because of his recent issues with his girlfriend or what? Girlfriend?
Wife, I believe, and they divorced.
Wife? Okay.
Yeah, they divorced.
Oh, okay, wife. Yeah. His image kind of took a hit. So we'll have to see how it will affect Pirates.
Okay. How it will affect Pirates? In Johnny Depp's defense, this is the 5th Pirates movie, and to be able to still continue strong,
and there has been we've seen there is a sequelitis thing going on in the last year,
right.
I think it will affect this one too,
right, but what I'm saying is it's now in his 5th movie. I mean, if it decreased, it's to be expected. Right.
Yes.
You can't really count on saying his marital issues or whatever personal life gets in the way. It's the 5th movie, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Pirate 6 takes place in space, right?
Yeah.
So,
but the thing is, how far will this go down by?
That's why we're talking about this, right? How much? You're thinking that this movie probably won't open as high as 90 million, which is the what Pirates 4 opened to, right?
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay.
But can it still do 50 million?
I think this is still a Pirates movie, and this is one of these movies that are like high adventure movies, special effects. I'm with you, in thinking that this movie probably wouldn't open to 90 million, but I think it could probably still do, 75 to 80.
All right, so you're going with 75 to 80?
Mm-hmm. Although, I've seen the promos for this movie, and, they didn't really bring anything new to the series, right? They kind of like have another new couple. Before it was played by Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom, right? They have a new couple right now, young couple, and another captain out to get Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
So they're
Javier Bardem.
Yeah, Javier Bardem, and so they're kind of replaying everything, just rejiggering everything, with the same sameness, I guess.
Yeah. I'm going with 40 to 50.
Wow, that's a huge drop.
Yeah, because the previous films are more like a family, you can take your family to. But now, because of all, Johnny Depp's off-screen issues, this might not be a family event now. I'm going 40 to 50.
Yeah, okay.
You're going 75 to
80.
I think if it pulls in that amount, that means this franchise can still go on.
I think so, because if you look at it, right, the previous 3 movies, 2, 3, and 4, make roughly $1 billion.
Yeah, they all make
pretty consistent.
And even the last one, the last one made $1 billion, which was even more than the original 3.
No, the first movie only pulled in 654 million worldwide. It's only the like 2, 3, and 4 which
made nearly $1 billion
nearly $1 billion. I mean, the third one only pulled in 963, but close enough. I think this movie will still hold its appeal.
Yeah, maybe overseas, but I think
overseas. Yeah, overseas. Domestically, it's still gonna be there, I think, for them, but probably not as much. The interest might not be as high as the previous movies, but still gonna be there.
All right, I'm going with 40 to 50. So.
All right.
Okay, let's go on to Baywatch.
All right, Baywatch. So this is a documentary about lifeguards, right?
Yeah, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Zac Efron.
Yeah.
The movie synopsis on RT is only 2 sentences, 2 short sentences.
You don't need any more. I mean, this movie kind of sells itself, right, on the visuals.
Yeah, right. And The Rock, throwing in The Rock always makes things a little bit cooler.
Right. But then you have Zac Efron.
Yeah.
He kind of known to pull things down, make things less cool.
Yes.
So you kind of have two.
What are you thinking for this? It's kind of a strange film.
Hey, look, it's but it
is the summer. Yeah, it is the summer too.
It's based on of course, that long-running TV series with David Hasselhoff, and it's it's kind of like these movies to TV to movie adaptations. They kind of turn it into a comedy.
Yeah.
Like 21 Jump Street and Chips more recently.
Mm-hmm. The reviews are horrible though.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Unlike 21 Jump Street, which did well and was surprisingly well reviewed, this one is being trashed by critics. 9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
9%.
Wow, that's pretty low. So do you think this more as a Rock movie or a Zac Efron movie?
Well, definitely The Rock is a bigger star and bigger draw, and he is the top bill actor. So it is. People are gonna see it as Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie.
Oh, right. I asked that because usually The Rock, his movies usually do pretty well.
Yeah.
As opposed to Zac Efron.
Yeah, but I don't know. The Baywatch is just.
Like I say, a documentary about lifeguards, right? The people want to go
about
out and
20 to 25.
Right, people want to go out and watch these lifeguards in action.
even if the Rock's in it.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. The Rock, his solo movies, with the exception of San Andreas, which opened to 54 million, his solo movies usually open in the maybe 25 to 40 million range ish.
I don't know. Recently he's been doing better, like with the San Andreas and even CIA, where he teamed up with
Central Intelligence.
Kevin Hart.
Yes.
Yes, Central Intelligence. Yeah, those did well, but I think before that his range seems to be in the Doom did 15 million, and most of his films are around.
Yeah, he just started out
the low 20 million range.
Right.
But recently, because of his higher profile casting in the Fast and Furious films, and what's the other one, the 80s, G.I. Joe, his profile has been a lot higher.
Right, yeah, but those are ensemble movies. Well, I'm saying his solo movies, or we're just him being the biggest star.
Yeah, and San Andreas definitely pushed him higher.
Mm-hmm.
And all those Mysterious Island movies.
Right.
Yeah, those also did well, but those were kind of like family films, which is kind of a break from his normal kind of films that he usually makes.
Well, I mean, he has this image that he cultivated, right? When he was wrestling.
Right.
He has this family-friendly image, so that's why his movies are kind of family-friendly as well.
Right.
So
well, I'm going 20 to 25. What are you doing? What are you going?
I'm probably a little bit higher, maybe 25 to 30.
Right.
Which is about where his range is. I mean, we think this is a Rock movie, right?
Yeah.
But then again, you have Zac Efron pulling things down, so.
Yeah, Zac Efron. Yeah.
It could be closer to yours. Okay, so we have Pirates 5. We'll see if this movie suffers from this huge collapse that you're predicting.
Yeah.
And I say no, probably it's going to open a bit low, but not 45 to 50 million low.
Yeah, and we'll see how much magic The Rock can put into Baywatch, or how far Zac Efron will pull him down.
This movie is really about beach bodies, right? So
except one in the poster.
Right. But there you go. That's about people who want to watch a movie about that. We'll find out.
Yeah, it is the summer. It is the beach. We'll see.
Right. Okay. Tune in next week. Which is the Memorial Day, right? Wait. This is the 4-day, right? Are we doing 4 days or 3 days?
Oh, yeah. We're doing 3 days.
Yeah, we're doing 3 days. All right. Let's keep on 3 days and add maybe 10 million for the 4 days.
Yeah, true. All right.
So we'll be doing the Memorial podcast afterwards on a Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Remember that? All right.
See you guys next week.